What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astro DFS, bringing you a brand new video. Today's video, I'm doing the first look on Week 14's NFL DFS main slate. And man, this is going to be an interesting one. Last week, I mentioned there was a lot of plays I liked. There was a lot of injuries that played factors into some of the plays. Ended up having a good weekend overall. Finished watching the Monday night game, and man, I'm wrong. I'm always wrong when it comes to the Buccaneers. I have such high hopes for them. And the Saints, too. Two of the most disappointing teams for me this season played each other, and yes, it was very disappointing. So let's get into this video. So we have almost all the top guns here. We got Josh Allen. We get Jalen Hurts. We get Patty Mahomes. The thing is, you get Josh Allen against the Jets, division rival. Minnesota had a fairly good game against the Jets. I believe this is, the second time you see the Week 9 game against Jets. Josh Allen still puts up good points. Jalen Hurts getting his divisional rival in the Giants. And as you can see, this is their first matchup. So Giants end up playing Washington and Philly 2 out of their last 5 games, I believe. Each team in those 5 games. So 4 of their last 5 opponents are division. Patrick Mahomes against Denver. This is their first time playing each other, I do believe. And it's at Denver. Lamar should be out against Pittsburgh. So first off the bat, really quick, I think Jalen Hurts is probably of these the higher pay up guys right now. Jalen Hurts is probably the guy I'm looking at the most. And then you get Joe Burrow in a divisional game against Cleveland at 7K. We should see Joe Mixon back on the field unless something setbacks with his concussion, but he should be cleared by Sunday. Dak Prescott against Houston, that's a good play in my opinion. Deshaun Watson against Cincinnati. Interested to see when Sean Watson gets that rust off facing his former team. The defense, special teams really stepped it up and got them that victory. But kind of getting over that mental block. Interested to see. I like his price point. 6,400 is a good price point. Geno Smith, 62 against Carolina. It's not favorable for me right now. Kirk Cousins, 6,100 against Detroit. This one, and Jared Goff, both of these guys at 56 and 61 stand out as some very interesting plays right now. Huge division game. Kirk Cousins is just always secretly balls out, you know. You look at his fantasy numbers, and I mean, it's crazy of what he is able to do, and the fact that they're 10-2. I do like Jared Goff, I think, more off of this first look. Like Kirk Cousins is 61. You look at Jared Goff's numbers. I think paying $500 less for Jared Goff when, Jameson Williams gets another week of practice and reps and stuff like that, and hopefully they get that chemistry. I like that. Tom Brady, 5,600 against San Fran. I think Tom Brady's on my blacklist until that offense starts to prove that they can pass the ball efficiently and move the ball through the air efficiently all game, not just in the second half. Mike White, 5,500 against Buffalo. He's played good so far, but that matchup is terrible. Tyler Huntley, if Lamar's out, I actually like the price point. Tyler Huntley is a similar style quarterback to Lamar. That's why they got him on the roster. The same thing with Trace McSorley. Both those guys, similar styles to Lamar. So, 5,500. Huge division game. I like Huntley in that matchup. Daniel Jones, I do not like that matchup whatsoever. Kenny Pickett, 5,200. I don't know yet. I don't know. Like Ryan Tannehill, 5,200 versus Kenny Pickett. I'm leaning towards Tannehill right now. Just looking at that price. Sam Darnold, 5,200 against Seattle. Interested to see what he looks like against Seattle. Secondary is pretty good, so interested to see that. Brock Purdy, I think we're all waiting on the Baker Mayfield news before we make any decisions about that. And then here's something I don't think any of us would have predicted. Russell Wilson, 5,100 against Kansas City. Should have Jerry Jeudy back. Man, 5,100. That is crazy value. I think he's a great tournament play at that price. And then Kyle Allen at 5K. I believe that's it. The only thing else that I would say is CJ Beathard at 4,800 if Trevor Lawrence is out. That would be the other play. Then running backs, Christian McCaffrey 8,500, Saquon Barkley 8K. I actually like McCaffrey with a rough matchup, but I don't know who the quarterback's going to be come Sunday. It might be Prudy again, but I like this for Christian McCaffrey. 10 targets, 8 receptions, and a lot of that is getting Prudy in there. So definitely like Christian McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley, same thing. Like the price, like the matchup. But Derrick Henry against Jacksonville. I like Derrick Henry against Jacksonville. I really do. His numbers have not been good recently. Hasn't been 100 since Week 9 against Kansas City. But I believe this is the game where we could see Derrick Henry totally have a great game. Nick Chubb, 7,800 against Cincinnati. I don't think I like that right now. Dalvin Cook, 73 against Detroit. I do like that price point. Joe Mixon, 6,900 if he comes back. That's a really good price point. A really good matchup for him. Tony Pollard, 6,700 against Houston. Zeke, 6,100. I like both of them in that. I think you could easily play both of them. Pollard and Zeke, they pretty much split volume, and they both produce in their own ways. Obviously, Zeke is getting more of the touchdowns, red zone wise, but Tony Pollard is finding a way to get in there as well. 10 touchdowns for Tony Pollard. Like, he's trying to get paid come off season one way or another by Dallas or another team. Travis Etienne, 6,400 against Tennessee. If Trevor Lawrence is out, I kind of like Etienne a lot in that matchup. Samaje Perine, if Mixon is out, 6,300. Same thing. I like the price. Good matchup. Miles Sanders, 6,200 against the Giants. I like the price and matchup. Dameon Pierce, 6K against Dallas. I don't like that matchup. His price is almost there for me. If he was a little cheaper, I'd like it. At 6K, it's just too much. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, 5,800 against Minnesota. It's one of those things. It's kind of like Zeke and Pollard, except Zeke and Pollard just are able to consistently get more points. Jamal Williams is just a touchdown machine, and DeAndre Swift weirdly gets points. Najee Harris, 5,800 against Baltimore. I like his price, actually. Devin Singletary, 5,700. I don't think I like that. Isaiah Pacheco at 5,700 as well. Don't like that matchup. Leonard Fournette, Rashard White. Really rough matchup for them. Rashard White obviously getting a lot of volume in the pass game. Deontay Foreman, 5,400 against Seattle. Right now, that is seeming like a very good value play, 5,400 against Seattle. That seems like a good play to me right now. Baltimore, I'm not trusting any Baltimore running back this week. I'm sorry. J.K. Dobbins, I don't know the status of him right now. I don't know where they even have him at. Let's see him right off the bat. So let's get back to it. I don't really like the Baltimore running backs. Jets, you're going to have to watch the injury news. I still don't think I like anybody in that matchup, though. And then you're going to want to watch Seattle running back news because Travis Homer, DG Dallas, and Ken Walker all questionable. So watch the injury news, and we'll find out who the running back is. If Ken Walker's out, you're going to have value somewhere on the Seattle side. Other than that, Kareem Hunt at 4,600. I think that's a good price. Other than that, I don't think we're getting into anybody playable. No one else playable there. So let's go to wide receiver now. And Justin Jefferson at 9K this week against Detroit. I'm willing to pay up for Justin Jefferson. I can already tell this week I want to pay up for Justin Jefferson here. Stephon Diggs against the Jets. I don't like that matchup. A.J. Brown against the Giants. Don't like that matchup as well. Jamar Chase against Cleveland. I do like the matchup. I like the price. Amon-Ra, like the price, like the matchup. CeeDee Lamb, like the price, love the matchup. DK Metcalf, I'm indecisive right now looking at that price point against Carolina, but I think I go Metcalf. T. Higgins, 7,000 against Cleveland, like the price and matchup. Chris Godwin, I would have to look at the matchup a little more closely, but I don't think right now I'm on Tampa Bay receivers, especially for the price point. Christian Kirk, 6,600 against Tennessee. If Trevor Lawrence is in and playing healthy, Christian Kirk, I like that matchup, like the price. Same thing for Tyler Lockett as DK Metcalf. Devontae Smith, same thing. I don't like that matchup. His price is a little too high for me, too. I'd like him in the high 5K range. Amari Cooper, 6,200. I actually like the price and matchup there for Amari Cooper. Deebo Samuel, just watching the injury news, if he logs a pretty healthy practice this week, 6,100 is a good payoff for him, in my opinion. Garrett Wilson, 5,900. I'd say yes. Garrett Wilson with Mike White looks so much better. Garrett Wilson with anybody but Zach Wilson looks so much better than with Zach Wilson. So 5,900, obviously his price is going up. And he's starting to get to that price to where it is questionable playing him. He's not that value guy anymore. But I think off first look, I like it. Brandon Ayuk, I actually like the price and matchup, 5,800 there. Jerry Jeudy, 5,400. I like the price. That's it. I like the matchup too. I just hate how bad Denver is passing the ball. So frustrating. Watching the news for Cortland Sutton, same thing as Jerry Jeudy. I like the price. The matchup's good. This situation there in Denver is just bad. Darius Slayton against Philly is no. Deontay Johnson at 5,100. What? He keeps going down. Man, it's like he hasn't had any games to where like he's booming. Don't get me wrong. But a high target receiver like Deontay Johnson here, that's interesting for me. Tyler Boyd, always a good pay down from the other two Cincinnati receivers. Obviously, you'd go Chase or Higgins, but 5K, like that. George Pickens, 5K. I'm interested to see how the team responds to him calling out the strategy, the game plan. 1 reception for 2 yards for him. Keep going down. I'd like to say Brandon Cooks if he plays, yes, but I don't know. Adam Thielen against Detroit, yes, I like that. Treylon Burks, if he ends up healthy, 4,700, yes, that's you're starting to get in the values. I like that value. Zay Jones against Tennessee, same thing. We're watching for Trevor Lawrence. Michael Gallup, yes, against Houston. Their secondary isn't bad by any means, but I like that price point, 4,600. I think it's a fair price point. Nico Collins, Brandon Cooks would have to be out for me to like Nico Collins. You can see his targets is just ridiculous lately. Jameson Williams goes down in price, 300, only targeted once. I'd say he's a tournament play for me right now. Devin Duvernay, 4,400 against Pittsburgh, yes. DJ Chark, 4,300 against Minnesota, yes. Start to go down. Marvin Jones Jr., 3,800. I think that's a pretty good tournament play in my opinion in that matchup. Other than that, guys, we're starting to get down to finding a lot of value. I don't know about Elijah Moore yet. I don't know. So let's go to tight ends. Tight ends, yes, the big dogs again. Travis Kelce against Denver. Little rough matchup, but I think Kelce, like we all know, is just... Travis Kelce is going to have a good game. 8.6 points, and you go, yeah, that's a bad game for Travis Kelce. That's like a good game for most tight ends. You go and look at tight end numbers this year, like consistently numbers. That's a good game for a tight end. Granted, you're paying a lot of money for that tight end, $7,600 for a tight end, but it is Travis Kelce. Mark Andrews, $6,500 against Pittsburgh, almost the same thing. I am worried though with Lamar being out of what we see out of him. The TJ Hawkinson revenge game. 5,100. TJ Hawkinson might be the play. I'm just saying. Revenge games are real. Look at A.J. Brown against Tennessee. They didn't want to pay him. He made them pay. Pat Fairmouth against Baltimore, 4,500. No, since Roquan Smith is there, they seem to be playing tight ends a lot better. Dalton Schultz against Houston, yes, I take that. I don't know why I continue to always put George Kittle as a playable. I'm hoping for this Arizona game. I really hope that is what I'm seeing. Good matchup here. Probably one of the cheapest prices if I had to guess. Yeah, the cheapest by far George Kittle has been priced this year. Come on, just, involve him, please. David Njoku, 3,900 against Cincinnati. I am very excited if he's healthy to see Deshaun Watson and Njoku. I hope they get a connection early. And if Njoku plays, I think he's definitely playable for me. Greg Dulcich, 3,400, definitely a playable guy for me. We keep going down. There's not a lot that stands out right now. Maybe Austin Hooper against Jacksonville. Harrison Bryant if Njoku's out at 2,800. Cade Otton, 2,800 against San Fran. San Fran plays really good against tight ends, though. Who would be Hayden Hurst's backup? Mitchell Wilcox? Maybe he becomes a value. I don't know. I don't know there. That is something to watch out for, though. And then defenses, guys, to end the video, I always mention I usually pay down for defenses. It's hardly ever you see me pay up more than $3K for defense, just because Cleveland Browns score 3 special team / defensive touchdowns. Dallas's defense, and you see some other defenses that are in good spots don't pay off. It's very random. I'd rather just take the salary, like Panthers against Seattle right now is something I look at. Steelers against Baltimore, Tampa Bay against San Fran. Like, those are plays under 3K that I'm looking at right now. Obviously, I'd say the Chiefs against Denver. I'd say Philly against New York. If Trevor Lawrence is out, Tennessee against Jacksonville. Like, yes, those are definitely playables. I just rather pay down so I could pay up at other positions. So, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. That means a lot to me. If you guys are interested in joining us, the link for that will be in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next one.